Hello, how are you? I hope that you are feeling better. My name is Isabella Plaus, like my channel, and subscribe. Welcome to my channel. Get ready to dive deep into a true infidelity story that will keep you hooked from start to finish in this video. I'll take you through every emotion, every shocking twist, and every heart-pounding moment I experienced during this betrayal. You won't just hear the story, you'll feel it like I did. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all future stories. Trust me. You'll want to be here for every jaw-dropping moment. Make sure to watch all the way to the end. The real twist is waiting for you. Get ready for a ride you won't. I always believed my life was simple, engaged to a man I trusted, surrounded by people I loved, especially my sister Sarah, who had always been my biggest supporter. When Jake proposed to me, Sarah cried more than I did, or at least that's what I believed at the time. It started small. Sarah began visiting more often, even when I wasn't home. She said she enjoyed talking to Jake, that he was easy to be around. I thought nothing of it. She was my sister, and Jake was my future. What could go wrong? But then came the subtle shifts. Sarah would compliment Jake a little too often, laugh a little too loudly at his jokes. Jake ever. The charmer seemed flattered, but always dismissed it. I ignored the feeling crawling in my chest. Jealousy, or maybe something worse. Chloe, my best friend, wasn't much help. She was always around, too smiling too brightly at Jake. She once joked about how I lucked out with a man like him. I laughed, but something about the way she said it stayed with me. Then, Liam, Sarah's husband, entered the picture more often, quiet, watchful, but never confrontational. He'd sit in the corner during our weekend dinners, barely speaking unless spoken to. At first I thought he was just shy, but he watched everyone, especially Jake and Sarah, with unsettling intensity. One evening we hosted a casual dinner. Ryan, Jake's co-worker, joined us. Unexpectedly, Chloe's face turned pale the moment she saw him. I didn't know they had a past throughout the night. Chloe avoided eye contact with him while Ryan kept throwing glances her way. Sarah was unusually quiet. Jake, on the other hand, acted like nothing was wrong, pouring drinks, telling stories, being his usual charming self. After dinner, I went to the kitchen when I returned. Sarah and Jake were gone. I found them outside talking closely. They stepped back the moment they saw me, and Sarah nervously laughed, saying Jake was giving her advice about something. I forced a smile, but something inside me shifted the next morning. Sarah texted me, "Hey, can I borrow Jake for a day? Liam's out, and I need help with some stuff at home." I stared at the message, my chest tightening. A strange stillness took over. That was the first time I didn't reply. Immediately, something didn't feel right. I didn't reply to Sarah's message, but the silence between us grew. The following days were a blur of confusion. Jake noticed my mood, but didn't ask. Maybe he already knew why. That night I found an old photo on Sarah's social media. When I had missed it was from a year ago. Before Jake proposed, they were together at a beach closer than friends should be, his arm around her waist. Her eyes locked on his. It wasn't a coincidence. Chloe came over the next evening. I tried to bring up the photo casually, but she brushed it off. Then her phone lit up. I caught a glimpse of the screen. Jake's name. She turned it over quickly. Too quickly. My stomach sank. She had always been there too, available. Too admiring, the pieces started falling into place. Later that night, I scrolled through Jake's call log while he was in the shower. Sarah, Chloe. Sarah again. The pattern was undeniable. I wanted to scream, but my hands just trembled across town. Liam was doing his own detective work. He had followed Sarah a week earlier when she said she was meeting Chloe for coffee. Instead, she met Jake at a bookstore. They didn't hold hands, they didn't kiss, but the way they stood close, whispered, laughed. It wasn't innocent. Liam confronted Sarah that night. Her escape that things with Liam had been empty for months. Liam didn't yell. He just left. He drove for hours, parked in front of Chloe's building, and sat there until sunrise. He didn't know why he was there. Maybe because he knew Chloe was involved somehow. Meanwhile, Chloe was falling apart. Ryan had cornered her days ago, warning her that secrets never stay buried. He knew about her and Jake. He'd seen them months ago outside a hotel. Ryan wasn't threatening her. Not exactly. but his eyes carried the promise of destruction. He wanted her back, said he missed her, or maybe he just wanted revenge. I tried to talk to Jake the next morning before I could speak. His phone rang. He ignored it, but I saw the screen Sarah again. My hand trembled as I handed it to him. He smiled weakly, took the phone, and walked away to answer, and in that moment, everything I feared became real. I waited for Jake to come back inside, but he never did. When I finally stepped out, he was gone. No note, no explanation, just silence. Hours passed. When he returned, I didn't ask where he'd been. I just looked at him and said, "How long has it been going on with Sarah?" He froze. The guilt was all over his face. No lies, no denial, just a slow breath followed by, "It was a mistake." He said it started before we got serious, that it ended, that Sarah meant nothing. Now asked why he kept talking to her. He blamed her, said she kept pulling him back in. I didn't believe him. I left the house and drove straight to Chloe. I needed comfort, but what I got was betrayal all over again. As I stepped into her place, I saw something that broke me. Jake's jacket on the chair, the same one he was wearing last night. Chloe stood still, caught off guard. She didn't try to lie. She sat down, head in her hands, and whispered, "I didn't mean for it to happen like this." I stared at her in disbelief. My best friend, the one I told everything to. She said it started during our engagement. Jake would confide in her, lean on her. She said he made her feel seen. I couldn't hear it anymore. Then the door opened and Liam walked in. His face was tight with anger, but not at me, at all of us. He said he'd been sleeping with Chloe too, that they were both broken, both betrayed. They found comfort in each other. My breath caught in my throat. Jake followed me there, of course he did. And then Ryan arrived. Minutes later, he had been tracking Chloe's phone. He walked in calm as ever, holding his phone up. "You all think secrets don't surface. Look at this." He showed texts between Chloe and Jake, images, conversations, everything. Jake tried to snatch the phone, but Ryan wasn't done. He looked at Sarah's name in the chat. History. "Yeah, I slept with her too," he said. Eyes locked on Jake, not for love, for balance. I stood in the center of them all, each one revealing how tangled their lives were in mine. Every truth ripped me further apart. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I just walked out. Not because I was strong, because I had nothing left. 6 months later, my life was unrecognizable. I moved to another city, changed my number, and cut all ties. There was no closure, no final talk, just silence, the kind that follows after a storm has destroyed everything. I rented a small apartment near the coast. I didn't take much with me, just what I needed to start over. Chloe tried reaching out. She sent emails, voice notes, even wrote letters. I never responded. She said she was sorry, that she missed me, that she hated herself. I believed her, but some betrayals don't deserve second chances. Sarah and Liam separated, officially. She lost more than a husband. She lost the family. She thought she could always manipulate. She called once, left a voicemail saying she never meant to hurt me. Her voice cracked halfway through. I deleted it without listening to the end. Liam started therapy. According to mutual friends, they said he was trying to understand why he stayed silent for so long, why he tolerated so much before breaking. I respected that he was the only one who didn't try to justify what happened. Jake never stopped calling. Not at first, then it turned to messages, then silence. I heard he tried to move on but couldn't. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe he just missed control. He'd always been the kind to hate being left. Ryan vanished. No messages, no explanations, just gone. I hoped he found peace, or maybe faced his own damage. He was a spark in a forest full of dry wood. But he didn't light the fire alone. In therapy, I learned not everything needs an ending to be complete. Some people won't apologize, some wounds won't close the way we want them to. But healing doesn't depend on them, it depends on me. And I choose peace. I stopped asking why. Why Sarah? Why Chloe? Why Jake? The answers don't change what happened. They just keep me stuck now. When I look back, I don't see pain. I see truth. The kind of truth that strips you bare and forces you to rebuild from the inside. I am still rebuilding. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: betrayal doesn't always come from enemies, and sometimes survival means walking away with nothing but your name, and that's enough. Thank for watching.